Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica, and if you are new here, I would like to welcome you into a crazy, awesome, amazing family. And in this episode, I'm going to be doing something special. It's been on my heart a while, and I've been learning a lot this season, and so I wanted to do like a mini Bible study of a woman that's been impacting my life as I've been developing gifts inside of me and wanting to learn and wanting to grow. And I wanted to share it with you guys because it's been so impactful to me that I wanted to help you in a way also. I think it's so beautiful when us as women, we know and we walk with a purpose and a calling. And I know for the longest time for myself personally, I didn't know what I was called to do, and I really didn't even know how to start. Not to say I have it all figured out. This is a great place to start. I've been learning this day by day, in and out, of the person that I want to grow into and the person that I want to become. I want to give you the backstory of who she is. And there's 3 character traits that have been standing out a lot to me. And so I want to do one today and kind of go deep into it, then do a second one, and then do the third one. So in this first one, there is a characteristic of this person of the Bible. Her name is Ruth. And what I like it is that she is loyal. Loyalty is big in my life. I grew up in a Latino family, and as you know, blood is thicker than water. Whatever you have heard about family being united, us as Latino family, we have loyalty. It's very much embedded in us since the day we're born. It's in our DNA. We fight for those that we love and we believe in, and so loyalty, if broken, is very big. And so I really love it, and it really resonates with me of loyalty and how she was able to have this in not a great time of her life, but also in that it was challenged and she had to rise the occasion to have loyalty. It didn't just come to her. So her name is Ruth. And her backstory is that she lives in a land that is not the promised people. Let's just say she's the girl who's on the wrong side of the tracks. When you think of that person where you're like, girl, no, that is her. Where you're like, I'm gonna not talk to this girl. I don't know about her. This is Ruth. And so she lives there. She meets Bay, and Bay is the right side of the tracks. He is all that you want and you imagine, and he is the promised kid. And so they obviously get together. They're living in the land where she is on the wrong side of the tracks. And 10 years later, her husband dies. And during that time, she's living with her mother-in-law, her sister-in-law, and her brother-in-law. So they're a little family. The head of this family, which was the father, he passed away. And then both husbands, the husband of Ruth, the promised kid, dies. Her sister-in-law husband dies too. And then the mother, which is Ruth's mother-in-law, she's left all by herself. So one day, the mother-in-law is like, I gotta go back to my land. I gotta go. I heard that things are going good and I can return. So we have both Ruth and her sister-in-law. And they're like, you know what? We're going with you. We love you. Fa la la. Right? You know how us girls are. We're like, we're gonna be with you forever. We will never leave you. And then we forget. So that's what they're at. They're telling their mother-in-law, hey, we'll go with you. And the mother-in-law is like, hey guys, no, I'm going to this land. I don't have anything to offer you. She's a widow at this time. a widower and she's older, so she's already, the mother-in-law's already losing. And she's like, I have nothing to offer you. So when I go back to my land, there's nothing for you. And they're like, okay, let me think about it. So homegirl, the daughter-in-law, not Ruth, but her name is Orpha. She's like, okay, well, it was nice knowing you. I'm going back to my people. And that was her exit. You don't hear anything more about her. But Ruth, on the other hand, she's like, nah. She's like, where you go, I go. Where you stay, I stay. Your people will be my people, and your land will be my land. And may anything not get in my way, because I will go with you. And the mother-in-law saw she was determined, so she let her go along to a new land, to a new place, to something that both of them were not on the winning end back in those times. If you were a widower, you were on the losing side because having kids was the promise. Second, if you're older, like the mother was, you're already losing. So Ruth was a widower. She already was losing a little bit, but she was young. The mother, homegirl was losing on all ends, and she even knew it. She didn't have kids, she was older, and she was a widower. So she's like, we're going to this land, but we're losing. And I love, that's where the loyalty of Ruth was tested. See, the loyalty wasn't tested when it was good. And she had it all, and she knew that the place they were going to go to, that they were going to have a house, and she was going to be fine, and she was going to be eating good food, and they were going to like her. No, Ruth's loyalty was tested in the moment where all things were going wrong, where she really had everything to lose. If she stayed in her land, she was going to have her people. She was going to have her place where she grew up and she knew and she thrived. But her loyalty was tested when it was like, are you going to go to a place you don't know the people, you don't know the culture? You're losing, your mother-in-law is losing. And that's the time where we must have loyalty. It's so easy. And I know for myself, when I do these, I speak to myself of like, it's easy to be loyal when things are good. When we got the health and we got the cars and we got the clothes and we're in a good place. But what about that loyalty when you don't have it all, when you don't know, when you step out in faith, when you're challenged by that person or the coworker and things aren't going well and the business isn't adding up and the kids aren't right and your marriage might not be good and your siblings are acting crazy and all hell's breaking loose. Well, let's still be loyal and say, I'm trusting this and I'm going to walk with this and I'm going to walk with God. And I'm going to be loyal and faithful to the promises that He says that He will be with me. And just like Ruth, she didn't know. All she knew is that she had grown up in the house of her mother-in-law. In the sense of when she was married to her husband, I think it says for those 10 years, she lived under that household. So she saw how the mother-in-law worked and how the family was. And she trusted that they were going to be okay because they had seen that. She had seen that already. And so I want to challenge you ladies and myself that to have loyalty to God in those moments that we don't know. And even now in this moment, you're probably like, I don't know when quarantine's gonna end. I don't know about my job. I don't know about my friendships. I don't know about my relationships. I don't know about my bank account. Will you trust and will you keep on walking knowing that God is with you and that's the most important thing? See, Ruth didn't have the promise of the money. She didn't have the promise of covering. She didn't have the promise. She just knew that she had her mother-in-law. She was going to walk this out day by day. So I encourage you in this moment, is just walking with God day by day. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what's on the other side, but I know it's going to be good because I've already read the ending of the story. And let me tell you, we are winning. But it's in the loyalty now that I'll walk with you now, Lord. That I trust in you now. That I know that you've been faithful and I've been living under your house. And even if you don't know God, well, now's the time, guys. Don't wait any longer. He's out there. He's out there. He's there. For those of you who already know him, keep walking day by day. That's what I'm doing. This loyalty thing is day by day. It's not just in the good and when I had everything, but it's when the bad, when I don't know. The road seems kind of long and it seems kind of dark and I don't know what's on the other side of it. But I know it's going to be good, and so I want to encourage you. Encourage you to keep walking. Encouraging you to be faithful and loyal each and every day, because you're not alone. My prayers for you ladies to keep being bold. I'm going to come back next week and speak about the second thing, the character trait that Ruth had, which is hard work. I love it. Don't miss out. There's so many gems, so many things that I've been learning that I want to share with you ladies. And I just want to keep imparting it. And if you don't even know God, it's okay, because these qualities are for us to have in general and to walk this out together. And this is your community, and you will always be welcome in this place. And this week, I challenge you to be loyal in your commitments, even when it's hard, loyal to walk this day in, day out, because you are already winning. And on the other side of what you're going through is victory. Don't give up. I love you and I'll see you soon.